Okay, so I have that root control, right? And it's working here. And that way, if I want to very easily snap this back to the center, I can. Let's go ahead and start to create some controllers for the left side of the wing. So, and maybe a head controller. Maybe I'll do that next. I'll go back to my curves. I'll generate a NURB circle. I will make that a little bit bigger. And now let me select that neck joint. I have my NURB circle and I'm going to control select the neck. And let's go to modify, match transformations. Let's match all, let's see, let's match translation. And then let's also modify match rotation. And that kind of did it the wrong way. Let's actually just select the NURB circle and let's orient it actually this way. Okay, so that's going to be my head control. And I'm just kind of eyeballing that it's got the same rotation here. That's mirrored to that. I wonder if I can say modify match rotation. And yeah, it won't let me kind of choose. Okay, so that's great. Maybe make this, I think that controller looks good. And now let's do that same thing. Let's do that parent constraint. Let's make sure, it's in the same position. I'm going to, again, just make sure, modify, match translation. Great. So it's right on top of that joint. I make it a little bit smaller. Ooh, just make sure I have just that controller selected. And let's go and freeze the transformations. Again, I can say modify freeze transformations here, or I can freeze them here. Hitting this icon under polymodeling, freeze. This one here is delete all by type history. And this here is to center the pivot back to the world origin or center it in that object. Okay. So now I have my neck control. I wonder where my eyes have gone. They have kind of floated off here. They are. And I think that's because, yeah. Okay, so let's just quickly fix the eyes. Sorry, they kind of jumped away. Let's select this left eye here, and then control select that eye joint. And then let's just match the translation. Let's do the same thing for that right eye and get it back where it needs to be, right eye. And let's say modify match translation. Ooh, and I don't like the way what that did. Let's instead right eye. And the right eye joint. For some reason, it's all the way over here. So I'll just kind of snap it to that joint. And I think because that eye's pivot is off. So let's try that again. Let's actually first center the pivot. Let's see if this left eye has a centered pivot. The right eye does not, but now it does. Try that again. Modify, match translation. There it is. Okay, those eyes are in the right spot now. Why don't we go ahead and actually parent constraint these eyes to this part of the rig? So I'm going to say the left eye, and I'm going to command select that left eye joint. And I'm going to go to constrain and parent constraint them. So now I have a constraint. So let's see, maybe the other way around is what I would like. I'd like this left eye. I want to constrain this. So I'm going to select the joint first, then the eye. Let's see, parent constraint. So the same thing for this right eye. First select the joint, then select the eye, constrain parent. So now if I rotate the head, right, let's just test this out. Let's use this controller. And I don't think I've parented this controller yet. Let's also do a parent constraint with this neck control to the neck. So now that neck is constrained here. Let's go ahead and rotate this controller. And now, yeah, those eyes move with it. They've been constrained to, you can see their constraint objects here in the outliner. Okay, so that's looking really good. And now remember, I can just go here, zero everything out. Let's select this. And I think that's going to be an issue. So I'm going to go backwards here for a minute. I want this control. I want to be able to bring it back to this as the 0. So let me freeze the transformations on here. Let me make sure that if I modify freeze transformations, I also turn on rotation. So let's freeze that. Okay, let's undo this parent constraint for a moment. I'm going to just select this and just delete that constraint. Go to this neck controls. I want to make sure that these rotation values are zeroed out here so I can always bring it back to this 0. Let's modify freeze transformations, turn on rotations. Great. And let's freeze that. Perfect. So now I can always bring it back to this position. So this is its normal orientation. So let's do this again. Let's have the neck control, select that neck joint, constrain, parent constraint. Okay, perfect. So now no matter what I do to this, I can do whatever I want to do to this using this controller. But if I want to bring it back to that original position, there we have it.